Hey everybody, welcome back to Full Blast Garage. This episode we're gonna take care of the old bare door here on the Dodge truck. We're talking seals, door panel, and a crank that's not completely broken in two. So it's gonna be real nice. We're gonna put it on full blast. Make sure you do it on full blast. So if you guys haven't been following along, I urge you, go back in the series, start this thing over, watch it from scratch. Essentially where we started is $1,300 truck delivered to my door. And last episode, I got a lot of the interior dialed in. I mean, we got seat, radio, visors. I mean, it's actually pretty nice to sit in here and it smells good, which a complete change from what it was, because I don't know what was on the floor, but it was gross. And one of the few things we got left here is just this kind of blank canvas here. Luckily, you know, the hardware is so rusted on the vent windows that it scared me enough where I'm not going to mess with it. But if you look at the seals, they're actually good. They move and they're not petrified. That's what you need to look for. So if the seal is just as hard as a rock, it's not gonna seal up. This one is good. This window seal, earlier I already took it all out. So super easy. You just gotta get something in there, wedge it, drive it out. And this thing's gonna go all the way down your window channel and down the back of your glass. You'll have a few pins. I think this truck has two that kind of suck up into the door, and that's what holds it up, at least this part. Don't need to use any adhesive. Don't go crazy with anything like that. But what I do recommend, soaking the channel in something, you know, like something that doesn't stink though, because remember, it's going to be inside the truck with you. I chose WD-40. I mean, you could put like a light, brush some Vaseline in there. You just need something to get this thing to slide a little easier. You don't want to just be pushing it up against this metal and it cutting your brand new seal. So we'll have 4 pieces. So we'll have this front piece that rides up against the window. And if you're, you know, keeping track at home from LMC Truck, it's probably all the same on all these Dodges. So this is a 56 5007. Then we got the seal that goes around this channel and down the back. And that is a 56 5006. How convenient, they put them one number apart. And it'll be the same on both sides. So after that, you got these guys, your sweeps, and these just snap on in. This is the one for the outer side, and you can tell because it has the clips on this side and your sweep on this side. And if you held it like this, it would be totally backwards. So that's how you can tell it's the outside one. So let's go ahead, put some WD on our track for this seal. Just kind of let it run down. I mean, if you want to do the seal also, you're welcome to. Might be a little overkill. But when you're doing this, you're gonna want to find where your clips are, these little plug guys that plug in. Well, we got a pretty loud train going by. Let's pause. All right, really long train finally gone by. So you want to take the long end of your seal, the long end that's on the side away from these little clips. When you're looking at it, you just squeeze it, just like that, just pinch it. And you can kind of see how this thing's gonna ride in your channel here. I think I'm gonna have to grab a light to show you guys. 1 second, let me go grab a light. All right, now you can see this is our channel here that the window rides in, that you're gonna feed the seal into. And always want felt side up against the window, not the rubber side. Should be clear, but you kind of never know. You need to explain stuff to people. So you can kind of see these flaps. It's kind of tough to do one-handed. I'm like riding it up on my shoulder here. You're going to want to feed it down into this channel, and the channel has on each side like some retaining part. Oh, I might have to set the camera down to be able to do this. It's a two-hand job. Grab your seal, find your track, and you just want to start feeding it down in there. And there's a good chance it's going to be pretty dang tight, because all this stuff that's new, at least to me, feels like it's oversized. I could be wrong, but it does. And you want to keep measuring as you're feeding, because you don't want to go past where your little clips are for up here. You don't want to be pulling back up on your seal after you've already pressed it in, because you can get to the bottom of the track where the seal rides and it'll just go out the bottom. There's no stop, like a positive stop. It'll just go. And the stuff that came off this truck was just total petrified rubber. I kind of couldn't believe it, how bad it was. But that's what, I don't know, 41 years, just direct sunlight will do to something. I'm kind of trying to keep track how far we got this thing down. And it's gonna get a little bit tougher, expect that. You got more of this brand new seal riding in that track. And we still got a little ways to go. It's definitely a pretty tight squeeze on this truck. And this is something, these window seals, totally recommend any vehicle. You're even doing like a mild restoration, something you want to make a driver. They're not expensive. Highly recommend doing them. I have to pull this window up a little bit so I can kind of attack it from both sides here. So what you can do is reach up on this track and then pull down kind of as you're also pushing down. Man, it's super tight. But I guess that's good. It's probably not going anywhere. All right. Nobody said these jobs were easy. Oh, this thing is totally fighting me. All right, let's go back down. At least the window is going up and down right now. That's a good sign. Feel like we're hung up somewhere. And it's definitely not touching the glass. I'm gonna use a screwdriver. Just kind of give me a little bit extra leverage. Press in here as I'm pushing. There we go. Now we're getting closer to touching the window. We're still many inches away from being where we can snap that clip in. So just keep feeding it. No matter how bad it's fighting you, it'll keep taking it. So we're maybe 6 inches away, maybe a little bit more. Trying to take a look, make sure everything's still fitting in that channel well. You don't want it to be bulging out. It's kind of one of those jobs no one really wants to ever do window seals. It's not like a job you seek out. Be honest with you. It's more of a you gots to do it. So yeah, we're still a little ways. We go up, kind of attack it from down here. Pinch. It's moving a little bit. Again, I'm kind of using my screwdriver as a pry on the very bottom of this felt. Again, you want to use it towards the very bottom to get kind of your most access to pulling it. Yeah, this thing's so tight. Again, like all this stuff that's made now, I'm sure it's oversized. It's way bigger than whatever I took off. Like the weather stripping is probably going to be a problem for a long time because we got a good slide there. The doors hardly close at all right now. You got to put the square body slam on them. So keep measuring. We're about, this clip line is lining up about here. It needs to go there. So we're 3-4 inches away. And we've been wrestling this thing slowly but surely in. Come on now. It's this last little bit that always fights. Oop, there goes the light. It always fights you the worst because you have the most amount of material in that channel right now. Almost there. There we go. Just kind of took the bottom loose a little bit. Just kind of pulled on it. And you can kind of see there's a line where the weather stripping changes, or this seal. And that's going to kind of transition from this channel into the door frame. We're still about an inch away. So I think we're there. At least real close. You want to double check. Make sure your seal is still all in the channel. There's a chance. Again, this is just pinch it down in there. You want to press it in. And this is the easy part compared to what we just did. So this guy, you might need a little screwdriver, some flathead action. Just kind of tap it. Trying to get it to seat in its home. There we go. Went in and just kind of more pinching and pressing here. And at this point, you are extremely hoping that you line up correctly on top. Oh yeah, we're right there. Grab my light and actually make sure I'm directly in that channel. All right. We are clipped in, and I'm gonna press my flathead here and just kind of give it a little bit extra push to seat it. Now, this stuff is definitely way, way larger than what came out. That's for sure. I feel like it's rolling a little bit right here in this location where you got the first slot. Feeling a little funky, but we'll see what happens when we roll the window up. You want to make sure your seal's rolled over the edge on the inside and the outside. At this point, this guy shouldn't be fighting you a whole bunch. Something's a little bit funky over here on that side where this thing pops in. Feeling like we got a lot of buildup in this location, but maybe, I mean, it's definitely in right there. I don't know. All right, she's all pressed in. What you want to do is just run your window, even before you put your next seal in. Run it up and down. Got a little bit of funkiness right there. I don't know. It has to do with this clip. I might get like a flat, I don't know, punch or something and just kind of tap on it with a hammer, see if that straightens it out. But window goes up, closes. Make sure there's no impingements with anything. Seal looks good, and we're all in the channel all the way down this side. So, looking good. First seal in. Well, drove her home with the back side of this chisel. A little ball peen hammer action, and she's perfectly flat now, and the seal is perfect all the way around the door. So, we're good to move on. And what I recommend doing, so this front channel seal, I think this guy has, I mean, there is a little bit of an angle, but it's kind of the wrong one. Honestly, the flat side, so there's one side cut at an angle, one side that's flat. Honestly, the flat side is gonna seal better for us up here. And I've already WD-40'd everything, and this is the same process as before. I don't know if I can get on this side maybe, so you can see it a little bit better. But you just find the channel. This guy's gonna be tight. You're gonna have to work it in all the way down. And like before, once we get enough in, we can probably pull from the bottom. And remember, don't feed too much where you gotta pull back. It's not a good idea. Oh, this stuff is fighting me today. I think it's because it's so cold. Nothing wants to move around. Yeah, we got a long way to go. Yeah, you can see we got another foot that we got to feed this thing in. All right. Can we roll this thing up some? Probably not. I don't think I got enough room here to get my hand in here and attack it from the bottom. These seals are just so incredibly tight. And again, I think it's got a lot to do with sizing. They make these things really large. I know a lot of people have issues just rolling their windows up and down a lot of times after seals. We're hoping we're not in that position. There we go. Getting some action. I'm trying to just slide on the interior felt here, not damage it. So we're still 8 or 9 inches away. Kind of want to do this video just to show you guys it's not a hard process, but there definitely is going to be some struggling to it. So if you're having a hard time, maybe switch up your technique a little bit. Oh, there we go. Man, we're getting there. Not the most exciting job, but something that's definitely required. That side was wanting to roll on me. I'm trying to just fit a little bit in this channel at a time and press. So again, I don't recommend doing seals in the winter. Probably not the best idea. But probably one of the times you really need them. Whew. Getting closer. But boy, are we still a ways. A lot of times the stuff it'll get through a tight spot and then you're golden. This guy definitely not doing that. But there's no like extra pressure needed rolling the window up. I can see it down here, so unless this thing's pressing up against this seal just incredibly hard, I might be able to pull it some from the bottom. See if I can get this guy kind of squeezed in here a little. Now, see how greasy I can get down here. All right. It's coming. Feels like it's stretching more than anything. So, almost there. I'm gonna push this into the channel just so I can see kind of exactly when I need to stop pulling. So it looks like we got about 3 inches or so to go. You don't want a big gaping crack right here at the very top, because that's exactly where you'll hear the wind noise. Oh, and your rain will come in. All right, now I'm pressing the seal back in the track down here that I pulled out. Got to make sure this thing is still in the track the whole way. All right, this tester going down. Ooh, got a little bit of a tight spot there. Okay. Still need to work on some seal alignment here. It looks like the seal's a little bit cockeyed here. So I'm gonna go kind of just massage on it some and twist it around, but that should be good. All right, so after quite a bit of finagling, coat off, bleeding, it's in. So you kind of just have to press this thing in all the way and just work it down just a little bit. I had a screwdriver here about where the lock is for the vent window. Just press it down just a hair at a time. Here we go. Does it roll up and actually stay in the track? It's looking like it's gonna. And kind of making sure we're engaging. We are. Now, the only thing left, and it's pretty easy, just snap in, is the sweeps. So let me grab those. It does get a little tight there at the bottom, but everything is in the track. I think that's probably regulator. While we got the WD out, let's just go ahead and hit everything in here too. I greased everything up the other day, but can't hurt. This stuff's super old and grimy. And all the pivot points are super nasty looking, so a little bit of spray never hurt nothing. Getting it all over my new 6x9s. Dang it. All right. Seal hadn't came out yet. I think we're golden. Let's leave her down so we can put the sweeps on. All right. Howdy, neighbor. This thing should just snap in. Kind of hard to see, but there's just holes where these clips kind of fall into. I'd start at one side, go to the other. It's probably your best bet for getting these guys to engage right. Okay, we got two. These do not feel like they went in the right spot. Maybe. Bam. That one, I don't know. Yeah, it's in there. To kind of pry up the seal a little bit, it got rolled over. But if you're doing a job like this, just expect to have to do this a bunch. Might have to actually grab a smaller tool. That thing's a little bit too big. Just a little hook action here. Come on. There we go. Now, just gonna run this hook kind of down. Man, that one doesn't feel like it engaged either. There we go. That'll help. Now everything's good. Seal in, engaged, and I would roll the window up and down after every single step. These sweeps can get a little tight, and if they put your window in a bind, you can't go it up and down, you're gonna have to work something out, maybe trim something off. But you want to know kind of at what step it got tight, because she's definitely getting a little tighter. Our interior sweep, it's the same thing. This side's a little bit tougher to see these holes for the clips. Trying to get it centered in here. Man, this window ain't gonna have a whole lot of room to go up and down. I can tell you that. We'll see how happy this thing's gonna be. These guys just don't feel like they're out enough to catch where they need to catch. I'm gonna do a little pry job on a couple of these. That one's got a whole lot of space. Well, if you're keeping score right now, I got one. And the window, super not gonna like this. I don't know if I've ever seen sweeps this tight. Well, this guy, yeah, it is in there. It's kind of crazy. You'd think it'd be not so loose right there, but all these clips are engaged. This side is a different story. These have not been engaged. I mean, the sweeps are gonna be incredibly tight, I can tell you that. Not gonna have any residual moisture trapped on your windows when you roll these suckers down. It's kind of weird, the one sweep is kind of interfering with me installing this one. I honestly can't tell if a single one of those clips, other than the front one, went in. It feels attached. That just could be because there's no space for anything to go anywhere. See if I can get in here. Ooh, stab myself. Kind of pry up on it. So that's what it feels like it needs, is like up and in, and down, up, in, then down. You can do all those. Wow. I think actually everything is engaged. I can't believe it. That feels super loose though. Yeah, that's not engaged. Neither of the ones in the middle made it. That one's not in. So, I think we had front one only still. So it's hooked in. she's in there pretty good. The window can't go any further down to give me any more room. I definitely have no way of getting in there. Spin this thing way out. See if we can just hang on it. Then I can kind of mash it back in. Okay, so that is in its groove. That one is also. All right. In. That one better be in. So I can't pull, only I can pull that back out. That thing's gigantic. All right. Beat it into submission. Window getting harder. Oh. The very back, super tight. See if I can gain a little bit of space back there, and then we can kind of keep moving on. All right, if you didn't see this thing come off, you can go back and watch the last episode, and I mean, they shined up pretty good. I mean, I hit them with all the foaming super clean that I had in my shop, and they still kind of look like this, so kind of tells you what shape they were in. You just want to make sure everything's lined up before you start ramming stuff home. Make sure we're going to be able to get to our door handle. These things are incredibly aggressive and really, once they go on, they don't want to come back off, I can tell you that. I mean, Dodge did do a very impressive job with the retainers on this truck. Give it to them there. Those things aren't coming off, and they probably ain't gonna rattle either. I think, if I had to guess, it goes like that. Let's go ahead and get these started by hand on the little door pull here. And I'm gonna add back in the screw that was missing over here. Don't know if this thing ever really closed and say, well, it seems like maybe they were pretty brittle feeling. Maybe putting some lube on them kind of softened them up a little bit. But all we got now is the handle and this one screw that goes right here by the handle. Seeing in my little tool chest here if I got anything that might fit the bill. If you go incredibly long, then you're gonna hit the window. Let's see. Kind of fresh out, like the perfect size screw for this location. Let's see if I can get this guy up in there. There we go. Perfect. This thing, of course, is not the easiest to pull on. I lubed everything up, and short of replacing all the latches and regulators, which I'm kind of not interested in doing, it's probably about the only thing you can do if your lube ain't working. kind of test the fit on that. Actually pretty good. Get her tight. Works good. I do have chrome little lock things that I bought. I think I'm gonna run with these. Kind of like the way the black looks. Matches my 6x9s down here. And this is full just bath in super clean. And that super clean stuff is incredibly aggressive. Let me go grab my new handle, and I'll show you guys how to clean up your window here. So this window has a ton of stuff on it from the patina process and painting and everything else. So it's got grease, rust, acid, everything on it. We'll go through wiping her down and showing you what it looks like when you got a really clean window. Well, I got these new LMC little crank handles. They ain't plastic, so that's a plus. A lot of times these things you buy these days, crank handles, mirrors, stuff that was originally metal, they're making it out of plastic now. Ugh. I mean, it's not super smooth like I don't know, when was the last time they made a car with crank windows? The window's definitely not gonna rattle. There's no room for it to go anywhere. But that's it, man. That's probably one of the easier door panels to put back on that there is. So let's go ahead and take care of our really nasty looking window glass. All right, so you guys can see this window's got a ton of like chemical stains and everything else on it. And this is after me washing it a few times. But there's new stuff on it now, just from the WD-40 and PB Blaster and God knows what else. But I got this super cut compound. What I do is just with a microfiber, just go ahead and just shoot you a little Z pattern there. Go ahead and take your microfiber, circular motion. And this isn't exactly like cutting into the glass. You're not gonna need to like buff it with a wheel or anything when you're done, but it's just aggressive enough. If you have like that chemical staining, stuff like that on your window, that it'll cut it off. And you might have to do a couple applications of this, because we do have layers of crap on here. Just take you another rag and buff it off. Okay. So we got a little bit. Let's go ahead and hit the inside. Same thing, Z pattern. Rub it in. Trying to keep the wax off or the cutting compound. It's not wax, but it's pasty-like. Try to keep it off my brand new black seals. Don't want to mess with that. You can actually kind of feel some gritty stuff on these windows, like as you're wiping them. The outside might need one more round, but after you get the inside done, you can kind of see better. You know exactly what you're doing. What do y'all think? Y'all think that's any better than when we started? Hopefully a little bit. I'm gonna do the outside one more time for sure. You can see kind of the untreated versus treated parts up here, part that's rolled up. Let's go ahead and hit that on both sides. Man, there's so much crap built up on this thing. But this super cut compound, kind of well known in the auto, I guess, I don't know if that's detailing or painting, whatever industry uses that, but it's kind of well known, really good cut compound. And I've used it on windshields pretty much, or windshields, glass, since I first came across it. I noticed like it wasn't super incredibly aggressive, but it was probably good enough to get me a real good shine on some glass. I mean, that's a whole lot better. I'm gonna do it one more time, and you can kind of see if you look at the vent window, because it was kind of the same level of stained as this glass. You know, we're working on house money. We've already won. Try and get a little bit of that dust off before it attaches itself anywhere. I'll go ahead and do another treatment, and we can move on to the next step. Yeah, I kind of don't know how easy it is to show up on camera, but here is, you know, our vent glass versus our glass. I mean, it's pretty night and day difference, and it's just a cutting compound. Just wipe it on, wipe it off. I've used all kinds of glass cleaner and stuff on this to begin with, and the only thing I can find to work is the cutting compound. So just rub it on, wipe it off, and that's it. And it's not adding any scratches that weren't already there. I mean, you can, I'm sure even in the camera you can see some of the scratching that's on this window, but it's super clear enough to see through. And now I'm gonna have to get a ladder and do the windshield, but that thing's getting replaced eventually, so I ain't gotta go crazy on it. All right, we got driver door buttoned up. Now we need to hang the ashtray here. And pretty much any of these old trucks I've ever seen, there's normally only just a couple screws. This guy's got, looks like one going in from the bottom into a bracket, and then one going in from the front. I'm just gonna try and get this one started back here. And the charging port, or the cigarette lighter on this thing, no way it's gonna work current configuration. It's totally rusted out. Idea is to, I'll get one of the like more modern USB ones that's got the multiple ports and everything that you need for today. These old ones are pretty much none gonna work. I can tell you that from experience. I'm trying to get one of these closely lined up just to get started. And this one, the metal slides in behind the plastic. So the metal is the actual retaining part of everything. All right, oop, drop the screw. Hope you guys think the interior's coming together pretty nicely. Compared to what we started with, we essentially got a show car. Man, this thing's so rusted. I'm gonna have a hard time finding anything that's gonna bite for threads. Got it. I don't know what that is in there. Like an old piece of chrome. All right, and then we'll shoot it in from the bottom. enough room for the old extension in here. Gotta break this guy loose if I can. Yeah, these extension things are super nice, so you don't need to use them, and then you can't get your bit out. Oh, that screw's stripped out. Let me go grab another one. All right, second attempt. I think I got it now. Whew. Now she's tight. All right. Let's go ahead and tuck all these wires up. Some of this stuff is like for a light, for the actual cigarette lighter hookup. It's still back there, but oh, we'll put all new stuff in. But man, for the first time since I've owned this thing, we got a complete dash. It's not super straight. Will it even open now? Oh yeah. It's just firm so it won't rattle. That's what I'm gonna tell myself. All right, now I'm gonna hang our rear view mirror button. So I got a brand new mirror, new button. There's nothing on the windshield at all. So I got a feeling this windshield at least has never had a rear view mirror attached to it. So this truck's probably been off the road for a really long time. So what you want to do is get your button out. Remember what orientation it was in, which side's going to go on the windshield. And we're going to kind of eyeball center with the center hump here and just go up. Don't go too high, because then you won't be able to slide your mirror on. I got my adhesive there, and the stuff I use is called mirror weld. Essentially, you just clean the surface with alcohol, let the alcohol dry, put 1 drop of the adhesive on the button, hold it for 2 minutes, and it's stuck. Just go ahead and make sure we're all clean all around it. And your little retaining nut here or cutaway is always on the outside if you're questioning things. Now, 1 drop. They ain't lying. You ain't got to go any more than that. This is what I use on every vehicle. 1 drop. You're going to hold it for 2 minutes. So we're going to line up, let's say, right there. Real scientific like. Hey Siri, set a timer for 1:40.
1 minute and 40 seconds, starting now.
Technology. Insert Jeopardy music. What are the odds I let go of this thing and it just falls straight on the dash? I do use mirror weld and it works all the time, but you know, of course I've used this tube like 3 or 4 times. It's really like a 1 use only. But man, they put so much adhesive in there, just save it. I just keep reusing it. Their loss, I'm gaining. Now's a good time to kind of look around and see everything that's dirty and wrong with the truck. Don't look too hard. Don't look too hard. honestly, we'll have to put a different windshield in this truck eventually, but she's gonna get run like this for now. She's got a little dot there, a little dot there. It kind of has like an overall haze, and the rubber's coming loose up here, so there's a good chance it'll leak. But man, really not a bad windshield. I've had way, way worse. Come on, we gotta be coming up on it. All right, 2 minutes. Bang. All right, she looks pretty straight. It's 24 hours. Let it sit an entire day before you hang your mirror on it. Then you just slide your mirror on, screw this guy on, don't smoke it. Just enough to where when you pull up, it doesn't want to come off. That's it. You're done. And with that, we just put a bow on the interior of this car. It's as done as it's gonna be. I thought about painting the column. I kind of like it. I think I'm just gonna leave it. I mean, this truck's old and it's worn out. I like showing, you know, that it's been used. Like, I don't need to put any paint on that. Let's just run it the way it is. All right, well, now that we got everything buttoned up on the inside of this thing, let's go ahead and finish up the video. Man, I hope everybody enjoyed one of the last assembly videos we'll be doing on the old Dodge. I mean, next steps, you know, I'm gonna throw some emblems on it and get some tags, and we're driving this thing, and we'll see how long that old 318 holds out before something catastrophic happens. But fingers crossed, we can get some miles put on it, shake it down, see what else is wrong with it mechanically. But, you know, as far as the restoration process for, you know, making it usable, we're pretty much there. We're done. I'm gonna throw a license plate light on it and maybe fix the cargo light, roll with it. That's it. Let's see if we can stay, because we're well under $5,000 total investment with the purchase of the truck. So I think for a single cab, short bed, 4x4 Gen 1 Dodge truck that can go down the road, I mean, what else can you ask for? That's great. That's not a big investment for what we have. It's probably not everyone's cup of tea, you know, especially the paint job and the stripes, stuff like that. I just like to do stuff like that. It's different. It's not like any other truck that's gonna be on the road. And why not have a big giant white roll bar in the back with white wagon wheels? I think it's fun. I mean, that's kind of, you know, the whole hobby is about just having fun, not being miserable because you're worried about scratching your truck or, you know, driving it while it's raining. That doesn't sound like fun at all to me. But yeah, if you haven't, you know, if this is your first video watching on the Dodge, go back, man. Go back to when we got this thing compared to what we got now. It's, you know, pretty amazing with the little amount of money that we did invest, you know, where we've gotten. So until you see me again, man, just go out, do something that makes you happy. Make sure you're doing it on full blast. I'll see y'all later.